Fuck it! We'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks! Hello, everybody, and welcome to the 17th episode of Closing Out the Week with the Closers podcast. I'm your host, as always, Mark Alvarado. An agitated Mark Alvarado here tonight, the night of the 11th of December, 2019. We're recording this. It is our third attempt recording this. We tried to record this on Sunday night, and Gavin Stein was originally supposed to be on this podcast with Carlitos, but technology fucked up. Most importantly, most notably, Spectrum Internet, the worst internet provider in America, for some reason, has the... Frontier is pretty bad, but Spectrum takes the cake, because for some reason, this man Gavin's family pays close to $70 a month for Wi-Fi.
Boo.
For the top-of-the-line shit, right, that Spectrum is supposed to, provide. This shit can't even download a WAV file that's 400 megabytes and do it correctly. You corrupted my shit. And for that, I fucking hate you. So, whoever the CEO is of Spectrum Internet, fuck that guy. Because we all know it's not a girl, because for some reason, women aren't really CEOs in America.
Wow, how fucking sexist, Mark.
There's only 12%.
Miss CEO of Spectrum, if you want to come down and argue, and I'll be on your side.
Okay. Is it a female? I have to see.
Fuck you, goat man.
Whoever it is.
You goat man.
I dance on your bridge, goat man.
You're gonna have to kill me.
This is my bridge now. Also, fuck you, Rian Johnson.
Yeah, we're about to say a fuck you to a lot of people. A lot of people.
Fuck you. I love you, J.J. Abrams.
Okay, the chairman and CEO, Thomas Rutledge. Thomas Rutledge is the CEO. Fuck that guy. You provide the worst internet in America, and for some reason you have the contract with Los Angeles. The whole entire Southern California area, for some reason you have sole control over that area. And I don't know why you, Thomas Rutledge, out of all motherfucking people, have that
control. If you guys can see Marco's face right now.
So stupid. No, literally, fuck
He's
Spectrum.
Visibly angered.
No, it makes no sense why you, out of every internet company in America, you have control over it. No, seriously. It pisses me the fuck off because nothing... How? You're the entertainment capital of the world, and you have the worst internet? What? Stupid. Okay, well, now that I've got that off my chest, welcome.
Welcome, everybody, to the 17th episode of Fuck Thomas Rutledge.
Welcome, Carlitos, for the third time.
Yeah, we got it this time, I hope.
Yeah, we got it. We got it this time. Jake, welcome, too. Thank you for coming in hot.
No worries, I'm here, and I'm here to ruin the audio.
And queer.
Well, Carlitos did that for you, so.
Huh?
How could you stop?
And we're here to talk about Star Wars.
And shitpost.
We're going to try to do this in about 35 minutes. So, the past decade, we've seen a lot of change with Star Wars, right? We've seen a lot of things happen within the Star Wars universe. Most notably, Disney bought Star Wars, the rights to everything. Made certain things not canon anymore. Did a lot of changes, right? Overall, Jake, what would you give the rating of how Disney has handled Star Wars? 1 to 10. 10 being amazing, perfect. 1 being literally the worst thing you've ever fucking seen. Like Spectrum Wireless.
I'm gonna give them a 6.5.
That's fair.
Because while I did not particularly like The Force Awakens myself, Rogue One is still a stellar movie. Still one of my favorite Star Wars movies. I need to still see The Last Jedi, but I heard it might lower my ranking. But they still allow for some of the best visuals and some of the best music in Star Wars. It just, I don't know. It's just not hitting so well with me. Besides Rogue One.
Why is it not hitting?
The Force Awakens was pretty meh overall for me. They're coming back with if you can't see Carr, which you can't, he's very disappointed in my answers, like most of my life. And
you said it.
And but with Rogue One and the new Mandalorian show, which is killer, by the way, I love that show so far. Only 3 episodes in though, because I'm a big brain gamer that doesn't pay for Disney Plus.
All right.
No monopoly for you, Disney. But overall, I'll give it a 6.5.
I have Disney Monopoly. I have the board game.
So you're basically playing the same game as the CEOs are playing.
Yeah.
I think we'll just buy Fox.
I'm playing the same game that Thomas Rutledge is playing. He's losing very badly.
Thomas Rutledge ain't got shit on Disney, though. Let's buy Fox. Let's buy Marvel. Let's buy Star Wars. Let's buy your private information so you can't go anywhere without a Disney Plus membership.
Cash grabs. That's all.
First, you need a real ID. Next, you need a Disney Plus membership to go anywhere.
I'm sorry, you don't have your Mandalorian ID. I'm gonna have to see your Baby Yoda, sir.
Carlitos, what do you think about what Disney has done this past decade?
My opinion.
1 to 10. Spectrum to perfect.
You can see my Baby Yoda.
7.5.
What?
7.5.
That's
to
a
an
lot
8.
higher than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, 7.5 to an 8. Only because what it really comes down to, and since our last conversation about this, I think I've had more time to kind of reflect on the answers that I gave the last time and kind of put a reason why. So, sure, Disney as an entity has bought Star Wars and other big names like Marvel and Fox, but what it comes down to, besides Disney making the money off those movies, is the production of those and the people who end up producing those movies. Like J.J. Abrams, as I told you last time, I was very impressed with what he did there.
Yeah.
Just bringing the classic feel of Star Wars back to a new generation and just bringing all of us together.
By
people
making
my
the same
mom's
movie,
age.
right? By making the 4th movie over again.
This isn't a
Into a
debate.
7th
Whoa,
movie.
this isn't a debate.
I'm just
man.
saying.
Oh,
Good
he's not
vibes.
wrong there. He's not wrong.
Anyway,
Instead of a moon, it's a planet now.
well, that's no moon. First of all.
I know. Don't you try to pull that.
It was the
did.
size of a moon. Now it's the size of a planet.
I think
was.
the concept of Starkiller Base was really good.
I would disagree.
Okay. Anyway, you're distracting me from my answer.
I would say it's less
Like-
of a feat than the Death Star, though.
J.J. Abrams brought the classic feel to Star Wars back with like the puppeteering and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
that he had for
regardless
the
of
characters.
execution, he did it. Yeah.
And Rian Johnson just kind of threw that away with his delivery of The Last Jedi.
Oh yeah.
But then even the one shots like Rogue One, I think, is my favorite Star Wars movie, number 1 on my list for sure. Solo, some aspects of it kind of fell off, but I still think it was a good anthology film for Solo.
Yeah.
And the only
everyone
reason
forgot
why
that.
it did so poorly is
'Cause of-
because The Last Jedi
Because of
was,
Rian Johnson.
Yeah, people just didn't give it the chance I think it deserved. So 7.5 to an 8 on Disney reboot. Everything they have going with Star Wars Land, besides it just being for money, I think is a neat idea. Like, if I had money to go to Disneyland, I'd be there all the time because I'm balls deep, as a Star Wars fan. Like I go to the depths. I've stood in line for the past 3 years before they had assigned seating. The night before, like, the movie came out, how it comes out on a Friday.
Yeah.
Thursday night for the last 3 years.
Wow. 3
out
years.
there. Yeah, for
You mean the last 2 movies, or like even for Rogue One?
Rogue One, The Force Awakens, and The Last Jedi.
Oh no,
I didn't
Solo.
go for Solo.
No.
I didn't go for Solo. I was busy.
Dang.
But for this one, I'm going the night before. I bought my tickets like 2 months ago.
Right.
I was sitting at Flat Stick, and there's no sound to the trailer. It's just like I look up for my beer, and it's playing, and I'm like, oh shit. And I can't hear anything, but I'm still so just encased in what's going on
Dang,
the TV.
so that
I
was
sat
a
there at the bar. And
You were there
bought
on a
my
Monday
tickets.
night because that was unveiled on a Monday night.
I have no shame. I go to bars almost every night of the week.
I'm not judging. I'm just saying.
I like to play beer, and I like to drink mini golf.
I like to party.
I was gonna
You
say,
see
what
what I
the
did
fuck are you gonna say there?
You poke a little smart tonight?
Okay.
I'll poke your smart.
What?
I'm not down.
What do you think about Mando? What do you think about Mando, Carlitos?
Dude, I love the Western feel I get from that movie. Or it's
The
not
show?
a movie. I apologize. The show.
Yeah.
they're giving us a lot to go with here. I've seen some theories that Baby Yoda is like
a Sith Lord.
No, he's essentially
Lord.
We all know Jar Jar is the Sith Lord.
Baby Yoda could be the chosen one, not Anakin, because they're about the same age. You know, so there's
Anakin?
things. Yeah, because so the Mandalorian is
You mean
5.
Luke?
No, the Mandalorian is 5 years after Return of the Jedi. That's when it starts.
Oh.
And Baby Yoda's 50 years old, which would have put him at the same age, roughly, as Anakin. So instead of Anakin being a manifest of the Force, just being born as a chosen one, it could have been Baby Yoda. So there's thoughts about that out there.
How would the Emperor be that wrong, though? How could the Emperor be that wrong in, like, his calculation?
But you see, the thing is, we're never given context outside of what's canon now about how Anakin came to be.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a hit of fate that they ended up meeting this kid whose mom said he was just born, who uses the Force with little training. You know, that wasn't something that was planned out.
I thought Palpatine sent them to that planet.
No. So episode 1, they escape the blockade from Naboo, and the only place they can go because they need fuel, the closest system that's there is Tatooine.
Oh, okay.
And that's how they end up there.
Interesting.
And then they go to try to buy parts from Watto.
Yeah.
And little Anakin's working there, and Anakin's being such a nice guy. He's like, "Oh, there's a sandstorm. Like, come take shelter, hot lady," and 2 old men.
Your Jedi mind tricks will not work on me.
Is that your favorite movie, Jake? Your favorite Star Wars movie?
No, my favorite Star Wars movie is still Episode 3, because how do you not fucking love that movie?
I watched that so many times.
Love is a
back
strong
in the
word.
day. I love it, dude. I was able to say every line from the movie while watching it.
Wow. Okay.
It was bad. It was bad.
Hello there.
Anakin, you're breaking my heart. Dude, I fucking hate that part. That pisses me off.
The writing could have been better.
Yeah,
for sure.
but the action's still amazing.
Probably for 2005, some of the best graphics I've ever seen in a movie.
I agree.
Best intro, I
agree.
think, to any action sequence I've ever seen. I will die on that. Oh, don't even. Okay, 2 starfighters flying across the bow of a Republic Star Cruiser, and this little dip that they got going on. Ooh, and they drop down, their spoilers open, into a fat space battle. Are you kidding me?
It is pretty great. Do it.
Okay, I'll agree with you. One of the best, but I don't know about the
Kill
best.
him.
Do it.
Kill him now.
Do it.
It was not the Jedi way.
Man.
Right after he fucking kills him. Like, what?
Well, you ever done something and regretted it right after? I know I have.
Oh, yeah, just a couple days ago.
Oop.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I will plead the fifth on that. But, okay. Well, I'm going to say, if we remove Rian Johnson's, to put it lightly, ill-fated attempt at making a Star Wars movie, take that out. I'd say give it about a 7.5 too.
Yeah.
It hasn't been, like, horrible, but it hasn't been, like, amazing. But a good C,
Yeah.
a solid C. Solid C.
The way I would question people about them and their opinions about the new Star Wars is, are you basing this off of the nostalgia factor that you carry with you from the original movies?
Mm-hmm.
Are you taking it out of that context completely and looking at it as its own trilogy? Because I've come up with the same argument for Spider-Man with Tom Holland.
Oh, God. Okay.
Out of the context of the MCU, without all those other heroes supporting his storyline and what he's doing to help that cause with the Avengers, his movies aren't that good.
Fact.
They're just entertainment. They have entertainment
that's a
value.
lie.
That's
That's a lie, and I'm not going to entertain that argument on this podcast.
Welcome to debate part 2.
Yeah,
Jake Jonah Jameson on the line.
Yeah, Sykes, guys.
it. Andrew Garfield's still my Spider-Man. Fuck both of you guys.
Okay, well,
Tom Holland's a piece of shit.
See, I knew it was a mistake having you guys on at the
all
same
that noise.
time. I knew this was going to
Fuck
happen.
all that noise.
Do it.
Yeah, he's wrong. But anyways, Star Wars. So,
We got some hot takes going tonight.
Ryan Johnson. Do you want to go in first? Or do you want me to go in first?
Ryan's Johnson.
Ryan's Johnson, Jan Michael Vincent 2, Ryan Johnson 3, you're a piece of shit. That's all I got.
That's all you got?
Yeah, you really... I don't know who wrote that story for you, but as a director, I feel like you should add more say.
I thought he wrote it.
Did he write it too?
I'm pretty sure he wrote it.
Then he just fucking sucks all around. I thought he was just like, all right,
he'll suck all around. Ryan, where are you?
Yeah, fuck, dude. J.J. Abrams, please save this trilogy, and please close this out the way all of us want it to be closed.
He's got the Senate going into this one. It's great,
dude. There's no. Have you guys realized that there is no political structure throughout the galaxy right now?
Yeah.
Bro, Rian Johnson was the sole producer of the screenplay.
Was he really?
The only person who worked on it, and Kathleen Kennedy would just like dabbled.
She was just like, yeah, sure. It seems fake enough. Why not? Let's go for it.
Yeah.
They're fucking up.
What?
They are fucking up.
This makes me want to see episode 8 even less.
You have to watch it though for the
no.
context.
You have
of the
to
story.
know. You have to see floating Princess Leia.
Oh my god.
Superman Princess Leia. You have to see that.
And that's something else that kind of irks me is there's people within this franchise that have been a part of these movies forever. And not one did they question. I don't know if they questioned it or not, but it kind of just...
Oh, Admiral Akbar, bro.
R.I.P. Fuck.
It was a trap.
Man, that one hit deep, bro. That one hit deep.
Dude, that one actually sucked. Yeah, that sucked more than Luke dying, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because Luke, you know he's going to be back in this movie. Like, Admiral Akbar, he just was like...
He got fucking blown up.
He was like, it's a trap! And then just like...
Damn, he didn't even get his line out.
No, he didn't even... It's a trap that time. Kylo's just flying, and he has a shot, and he takes his thumb off the triggers, and then 2 fucking TIE fighters from behind him just blast rockets.
Oh, yeah.
And then Leia's looking out, like, kind of feeling Kylo's force, and the whole thing just fucking explodes.
Yeah, he didn't even have a line.
Doesn't even get a line in.
You just see him there. Yeah, that sucked. That hella sucked. But, honestly...
Thanks for making me depressed.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm good at that.
Can't get me. Downer.
Nickelback sucks.
Ooh.
Those fire words. I can't even talk because I'm ready for a fight. Them's fighting words.
We'll get to it then.
But no, Rian Johnson. I wish Gavin was here right now just for his Rian Johnson rant, because that was hilarious.
It was.
That was hilarious. But
have him record it in post and just add it on as like a
the
description.
I wish we had that audio, because he said something that was really fucked up but just so funny. And
Oh yeah.
oh god. Yeah.
No, it was about Rose.
It was about I'm not going to repeat it.
I'm glad for the sake of this podcast and being PC that kind of got left in the dust.
Wait, this podcast is PC?
This podcast is not produced on a PC.
I mean, I said
What
something.
the fuck?
Oh, I called you a queer earlier, so.
Yeah, you fucking bigot.
Yeah, now you're going to get this
Marco's a
podcast
sexist.
canceled.
Cancel culture.
Damn.
We're getting into a place I don't want.
Okay, so Rian Johnson.
I'm taking over.
Ryan Johnson fucked it
We're
up.
going down a path I can't follow.
Oh my god. Rian Johnson fucked this up so bad that it ruined 2 movies. 2 movies.
It did.
Not just The Last Jedi, but it ruined
Also, Norm of the North.
God damn. It ruined Solo. No one watched that shit, and it was not that bad of a movie. Was it great? Not really, but it wasn't horrible. It wasn't Last Jedi horrible. Like, it wasn't that at all.
No,
Was
Last
it-
Jedi on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 3.
I'd say 1.
I give it 1 and 2 because it still has like classic characters that you love to see. You know,
I don't.
What would you rate?
overall
what would you rate
performance.
They didn't
Solo on
respect.
that?
Yeah, you could see the characters, but they didn't respect those characters at all.
facts.
To use one of Gavin's points that he said in the other episodes that we recorded and lost, how they handled Luke's character and made him into a sad, depressed old man with no hope after he was the beacon of hope. That was his whole. That was his whole. That was his whole fucking character. That's like That's like at his core, his like the cornerstone of his character is hope and idealism, and you're taking that away.
I mean,
Then
I understand
what the fuck?
why he's so sad.
Okay, you're a guy whose dad, and I quote from Gavin, is the Hitler of Star Wars, and you had hope that he was still good somewhere deep inside of his body, in his heart. And he was. You're just going to give up that Kylo is just unsavable after he has not done nearly anything as bad as Darth Vader ever did.
Okay, yeah. Luke was never around to see Anakin killing little kids, okay? But you gotta think, Luke,
Darth Vader probably killed a lot of
Obi-Wan
little
had
kids
the
in his lifetime.
PTSD. Luke also has some form of that.
Okay.
He never knew who his dad was. When he found out who his dad was, it was fucked. His aunt and uncle were burned to crisps, like right in front of his eyes.
And he still had hope.
He still had hope going through everything. And then he's like, all right, Ben, Yoda, they taught me the ways of the Jedi. I'm gonna teach like the new generation of Jedi because this is what the universe needs.
So
starts training people, and you're telling me you would not be upset if your nephew essentially tried to kill you and you tried to kill him real quick, and then he killed all of the people you were training and burnt that shit to the ground.
Upset, obviously.
And then
so
went
upset,
to the dark side just like his dad did.
So upset that you would just recluse back and be like, you know what, universe, the same universe that I helped save the first time, I'm going to let it just fall back into under like this pseudo-imperial rule. I'm just going to let it just happen again. That makes no fucking sense. That doesn't make any sense. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't.
I guess from that standpoint, but it wasn't. Luke's mission, along with Leia and Han, wasn't to save the galaxy from the dark side of the Force. In the bigger picture, it was to save the rebellion from the Empire. That was it.
But what was the rebellion's main goal? It was to save
the
galaxy from the Empire.
Yeah,
so
in the big context of the entire rebellion, but just those core characters, they were only destroying the Death Star, so their rebel base didn't get blown up both times.
But the result of not getting that base blown up and blowing up the Death Star is you help out the galaxy. And Luke becomes a Jedi who wants to restore balance to the Force. Right?
Yeah, it's like a domino effect of what's going on.
So yeah, maybe they are selfish. They're selfish heroes, but in the end, they're heroes nonetheless. Like they're still saving the fucking universe from Nazi-ish regime. I can't even fucking talk. Regime. And it just, I mean, so you're saying that what happened in The Last Jedi is good? Like you liked what they did with his character? That he was just like a hermit? That had no hope? That when he was handed his old lightsaber, he just throws it over his shoulder like it's nothing?
I think
that doesn't make any sense.
I think the concept of him being so broken emotionally that he just gave up was good, but the delivery of that with him being like a weird hermit dude was poor.
Doesn't he drink like blue titty milk or something?
That's from the old movies.
No, he drinks milk straight from like a cow's tit.
Does he?
Yeah, he grabs the udder and like fucking sprays it in his.
Because in A New Hope he drinks blue milk. Like, I'm pretty sure he's drinking blue milk.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, but there ain't no alien titties in that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Jabba's palace. Alien titties.
Yeah, you see some things.
God, I wish that were me.
But no, yeah, like everything with the Rose and Finn storyline made no sense.
Trash.
The fact that Finn didn't die. Trash. Would have saved the movie a lot. The fact that Snoke just dies for no reason after he's built up as going to be as like the villain of this trilogy. Trash. Yeah, I mean everything in that movie is trash. The purple-haired admiral, trash.
The only
garbage
really entertaining part of that movie was when purple-haired lady,
when it ended.
Yeah, went through into light speed, and just like shattered all those ships.
Visually,
that was sick.
I agree.
I saw that.
Visually, I agree with that.
I didn't like how the movie took place within like a day, and the only plot of the movie until the end was them being chased through space.
No, but you have to remember, Carlitos, there was the subplot of down with capitalism. You have to remember that.
Dude. That's... Leave it to movies like Joker to be anti-establishment.
Yeah, down with capital letters.
You know.
Lowercase in this bitch.
Yeah. So Rian Johnson, you created a product that was so ill-received. Not only did it crush the hopes and dreams of multiple generations of people, it ruined 2 films and soiled your career to the point where now that Disney for some reason gave you your own trilogy that you're going to work on, there's active petitions being circulated online of nearly millions of people just desperately pleading with Disney to not allow that to happen.
They're gonna do another trilogy?
Yeah, but it's unrelated to like the saga. It's like a separate. It takes place in like entirely different galaxy.
It's gonna be about Jar Jar. Watch he makes one about Jar Jar and it's a fucking masterpiece. Misa know it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, Jar Jar's gonna be a pizza delivery guy in New York City who accidentally gets like bit by a radioactive spider.
He was a student when that happened. You and I both know that.
No, but Rian Johnson would totally fuck it up like that. He would just be like, I'm gonna make him just a pizza delivery guy instead. I want to fuck with people. All right, so predictions for this upcoming movie.
My prediction, knowing nothing about episode 8 or Solo, I'm going to guess that the Senate, Emperor Palpatine is going to save the movie just by his sheer performance as Emperor Palpatine. Rey is going to go bad, then good, and then Kylo's going to be good, and they're all going to be friends in the end, and then Baby Yoda will shit on the entire franchise by just being the most loved character.
Just walking out with a cup of soup.
He was spilling the tea that this is gonna be, that's the best Star Wars is gonna get from now on.
Well, I told you over the weekend, Marco, that I didn't want to give myself any expectation going into the movie.
Yes.
But I did say that I'm a firm believer that all the scenes from the trailers on the water planet with Broken Death Star is Camino.
Yes.
I
love that idea.
If it's not, I will be very surprised. Because expanded universe lore, Palpatine clones himself. In The Force Awakens, they makes a subtle nod to Clone Army.
Do they?
General Hux is talking to Kylo after Finn has his episode, and just telling Kylo Ren that. Oh no, Kylo tells Hux that these type of soldiers aren't reliable, and maybe we should move to a clone army. And he's like, no, they're programmed from birth, they're solid, you know. So that's the only real prediction I have. I don't want to overthink it. Mm-hmm. I just want to go in and be odd at what's going on. Yeah, I got, dude. I'm seats all the way in the back, right in the middle of the row.
Nice.
I'm gonna cry.
I forgot exactly what I predicted on our other episode. So I'm not even gonna touch it because I don't remember. But I think it's gonna be a movie where nobody leaves satisfied. I think that is a great prediction.
That's fair because I'm expecting Ian McGregor to just walk in and be like, "Hello there," and just save the movie, and it's not gonna happen. I'm gonna be terribly unsatisfied.
What if it was a Force ghost of Obi-Wan, but it was Ewan McGregor?
I love it. Just have him aged up.
Force
down fucking
or
everyone.
aged up to look like Alec Guinness.
That'd be cool.
That'd be really cool.
Speaking of how great of a character is Obi-Wan, where's his fucking spin-off, Disney?
All right, let me.
Yep, it's time. I was about to get to that. Great segue.
It's time.
Great segue, Jake.
All right.
Thank you.
For those of you who are listening, I went over this the last time we tried this. I went on Twitter and I said, Star Wars, Disney, pay attention to me. I will tweet this every day until someone hears me out. And then I gave up on the 6th day.
Because?
Just because it was a lot of work. I'm going to try it again, I think, with the Boba Fett one.
I thought, you should try with Boba Fett. I thought because on the 6th day they announced that he was getting his own TV show, so you were like, okay, fuck it.
No, it wasn't that. I was just like, fuck. But if that dude can every Thursday say, today's the day, and it's double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon. Damn, TT.
Yeah.
The sun's still out.
Then you can do it.
Then I can do it.
Anyways, what's your theory?
My so my original plans, please don't copyright this. I know you won't because I'm nobody.
Because y'all some bitches.
Facts. For an Obi-Wan, like, kind of movie similar to Rogue One and Solo would take place after Episode 3. He drops off Luke on Tatooine with Uncle Owen, and he leaves to the rendezvous that he sent out to the remaining Jedi who lived through 66 with a recoded message that they put at the Jedi Temple. And it was to meet at some place on Kashyyyk, like on the other side of the planet, you know. And so Chewbacca's there, Tarful is there, you know, the two main Wookiees from Episode 3. All these Jedi are showing up, and they're trying to figure out a plan, like, how can we go into hiding? Where can we go, and what can we do? And in Episode 3, Yoda, I think, says it'll take a long time for them to discover the recoded message. So it kind of buys them some time, but apparently they were faster than they thought. So as they're setting up the plan on where to go, just a ton of Star Destroyers come out of hyperspace, like right into the atmosphere. And it's like the new Stormtrooper outfits. You know, they haven't phased away from clones yet, so they still have a clone army just with, like, I guess this would be the Phase 3 helmet. Just coming down and just decimating all these Jedi and Wookiees, you know, that are trying to escape and find their salvation. And who's with them?
Mm-hmm.
A newly formed Darth Vader.
How?
And this is when Obi-Wan realizes that he didn't kill Anakin on Mustafar by letting him burn up. Palpatine saved him. And now he's this machine that is so strong in the dark side that Obi-Wan is, like, scared for his life. And they have a big fight. And then Obi-Wan barely escapes. And that's when he goes into hiding on Tatooine indefinitely. And that's why all the stories of him that Luke has heard is just, like, as a weird hermit man. Because he's just, like, he's broken almost like Luke is, you know? And that's why he's just, like, he's so shook because he's like, I didn't think that I was going to see him again, you know? But now he's full-on Darth Vader, you know?
Piggybacking off that, if they do have Obi-Wan versus Darth Vader, they have to make it, like, I would say at least 2/3 as good as the final fight in Star Wars Episode 3 was.
100%.
It has to be a solid fucking fight with some choreography. You know, fucking Hayden Christensen.
Yeah.
Hayden Christensen and Ian McGregor are just they had that shit down. You know, they'd be down to do it again.
Yeah. I just read something that said they practiced that so many times that what you see in Episode 3, how they're going so fast, is real time. Because they had it down that much.
What?
That's how good that shit was. And they have to, like, have that same level of dedication in any lightsaber battle for me to care about it. Mm-hmm. Because Episode 7's lightsaber battle, weak. Trash.
Agreed.
Get that shit out of here.
It wasn't even a lightsaber battle.
It was like two people, like, staring at each other with lightsabers.
Yeah. I did like how...
It was like a Naruto battle.
I mean, to be
talk
fair...
shit about Naruto.
Okay, but they stare at each other a lot.
They do.
To be fair, Episode 2's lightsaber battle... To be fair, lightsaber battle with Count Dooku and Anakin...
Weak.
Is a lot of just colors, like, flowing in between their face. Like, you don't really see a lot of contact.
Yeah.
But you hear the noises.
True.
Yeah, it's true.
So, I think 7's was good.
Best
like
lightsaber fight of all time, though? Palpatine versus Yoda?
No.
Just kidding.
I'm
kidding.
It's either Anakin versus Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul.
That one's a really solid one.
Yeah, that's like the only good part of that movie.
Especially with, like, all the stuff happening with the environment, just like in the Obi-Wan fight.
Yeah.
They've got these, like, blast shields, like going between this, like, generator, and they have to, like, wait and, like...
Stare at each other.
And Duel of the Fates, fire.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, if anyone ever hears this and they want to make a fan film...
So my only question would be...
Oh, I forgot. That was a... Thank you for just, like, sparking this little piece.
All right.
That's how all the Wookiees end up in Empire slavery, and that's how Han meets Chewbacca on that Empire base as, like, the monster.
Oh, yeah.
And then that's how they're, like, trafficked into the spice mines of Kessel in the Solo movie, all that kind of stuff. So, just another little tidbit.
My question is, how long would the Jedis be on Kashyyyk before the Empire gets there? with their newly minted ships and everything. And also, just for clarification purposes, I feel like you would know this way more than me, obviously. So did the Empire... Was the Empire like a secret... Obviously, the Empire was a secret plan by Palpatine.
Yes.
The entire time. So, where were those ships manufactured? Because it's a different shape than like... It's not?
No. The only main difference is that the tip of the Star Destroyers are more pointed like a pizza, where the Republic ships are just cut off on the tip, so they're flat. So they don't necessarily have to be...
The tip.
Just the tip.
They circumcise them fucking shit.
So they don't necessarily have to be like 100% like Empire.
Okay.
You know, just if you look at Episode 2 ships compared to Episode 3,
Yeah.
the structure of those are a lot different. Like Episode 3, they're a little bit longer, a little bit more flat. Where Episode 2, like they're thick.
Okay.
Thick.
Yeah. So just like the transition between the different types of armor.
Okay.
Like probably the armor would roll out first because it's not that much different.
Yeah.
Like just the structure of the face piece is the only big difference. Like the eyes aren't connected to the mouth anymore. But they would still be Republic ships, just probably painted gray.
Okay. And then second question, how long would it take?
Oh man, still using gunships but as stormtroopers? That'd be sick.
That'd be crazy.
Love to see it.
Man.
Yeah. But there was a turbo tank from Kashyyyk, like the big rolly one. They used that in Rogue One.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, on the planet where Jyn Erso was having to work as a slave. They had that turbo tank there.
Dang.
But it was just painted all gray.
So how long would it take the Empire to get to Kashyyyk? How long would like the Jedi have to be there?
I'd say 5 months.
Yeah.
Just
I'd say
enough to
just
set up,
like
a semi-headquarters.
yeah.
Okay. All
And
right.
just kind of yeah.
Got
I think
it.
that's a good
Okay. Because
a
at
definite
first
timeline.
At first, I thought it sounded like Obi-Wan would get there, just like laying down, and be like, "Okay, guys, what's up?" And then all of a sudden, they look in the sky, and they would be there.
No,
already.
they would come
Okay.
up with some foundation.
Okay,
you know, for
got
sure.
it. All right, well that's cool. Now, what is your Boba Fett or
the
Jango
Boba
Fett,
Fett
or whatever?
one, the Boba Fett anthology.
Anthology.
Yeah, I think that's a good word to use because just from what I've seen with his armor and watching The Mandalorian, it seems like Boba Fett kind of adopted the traditions of The Mandalorian. Like, he doesn't strike me as a guy that would take off his helmet. Like, you never see him take it off in the original trilogy, whereas Jango Fett, always had it off.
Yeah,
you know,
he never had it on.
And Jango Fett's not really he's not a traditional Mandalorian. That's just armor that he has. So, it makes sense why he's not following those traditions. But Boba Fett has the seal of that dragon thing that's like a part of Mandalorian mythology. So after Jango Fett dies, little Boba is just fucking left there on Geonosis for how knows, like who knows how long, you know?
Yeah.
So it could be about him, just how Mando was brought up as a foundling. It could be the same concept. Like he has this armor in a bag. I don't think by this point the Mandalorians are shunned like they are in the TV show. So he could have been a foundling, and then he's just brought up, and then he ends up with the Hutts to be a bounty hunter there. In the new, because I'm pretty sure I said this last time, Boba Fett's first appearance was in the Christmas special.
Yes.
Which came out after A New Hope, if I'm correct.
And before Empire.
Yes.
Yes.
But if you watch like the new releases of A New Hope, Boba Fett's there with Jabba the Hutt, with CGI Jabba when he's talking to Han Solo.
Yeah.
So my thought process would be, you see Boba doing Mandalorian stuff, getting in with the Hutts, like running bounty hunter stuff for that. And then just showing like the gritty Western style of Tatooine with Boba Fett doing Boba Fett shit. Maybe show you how you got the dent in his forehead or in his helmet. That'd be pretty sweet. Oh, because that's that type of steel. So what if you just got fucking shot in the head and it left a dent in his helmet? That'd be pretty sweet.
Great transition. The Mandalorian is when he shoots Boba Fett.
Ooh.
Well, The Mandalorian takes place 5 years after.
Oh, the Empire falls.
Yeah. And I'll talk about the Mandalorian stuff here in a second.
Well, actually, I mean, that could work. When he's, like, trying to, like, rise through the ranks of the guild or something.
Well, we'll have to see, because it sounds like the Mandalorians are really tight knit in what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Not ones that would really shoot out after each other. Like, they fight, but I don't think they would pull a blaster on each other.
But like you said, like if Boba is more loyal to Jabba than he is to actually being a Mandalorian,
Yeah.
then I mean
Yeah.
that's where a conflict can arise.
Yeah, that's fair. But there's so much gray area because we don't have a foundation of Boba Fett. Like, all the Mandalorian stuff comes after
Yeah.
the original trilogy.
Yeah.
But the last scene of the movie would be Boba Fett getting a call, like, on the puck
Mm-hmm.
with the hologram, and it'd be for a job, and he'd be like, no problem, like, you got it, but in a more gritty way, like, yes. Like, it would be sweet if he said, yes, my lord, and it was Palpatine, like, underneath the cloak, but you don't see Palpatine's face.
Uh-huh.
You just, like, you catch the end of the transmission where Boba Fett just says, yes, my lord, like in 66,
Uh-huh.
and then the puck just shuts off.
Yeah.
And then the last scene of the movie is Boba Fett walking away from Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen's hut with, like, flames just pouring out of the doorway. And the only reason I say this is because historically, stormtroopers are terrible shots. And when Ben's telling Luke that the Jawas, like, little sandcrawler, it wasn't the work of, like, random, like, Tusken Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. I was PC this time. I fucked up last time.
There's some ways you could go with that one.
Sand people.
I wasn't thinking that.
But he's like, Tusken Raiders don't have this good of shots. But even stormtroopers from, like, the other context of the movie suck. But Boba Fett being expert rifleman, you know, coming up through, if he is a part of the Mandalorian tradition, you know, like, he's a good shot, as we've seen from the Mandalorian
with rifles
show.
specifically. Yeah.
And there's no flame troopers that land on Tatooine with the first set of recon troops that are out there.
Yeah.
Just the shock troopers and the regular stormtroopers.
Mm-hmm.
And in The Empire Strikes Back, when they send all the bounty hunters to go after Han, Darth Vader tells Boba Fett, no incineration. So it kind of leads you to put these pieces together, like, hey, maybe he was the one that...
He just lit up the
like,
Jawas.
a bounty went out for Luke and these droids, or more specifically, the droids.
Mm-hmm.
And then he kind of put the pieces together with what the Empire was telling him, and then he interrogated Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, and they just didn't give it up, and then he's just walking away
Interesting.
from the house on fire, and then the movie ends. And then it leads straight into A New Hope. And it's kind of like what's happening on Tatooine
As opposed to
as what's
in
happening
the sky.
on Scarif,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And then those two things kind of converge into one.
With A New Hope.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, if anyone wants to take that idea from me, my name is Carlitos, and all I want is 1% and my name on the credits.
Did a hip hop, a hip, a hip, did a hip hop, but it don't stop the rocket to the
I was going to say something about the Mandalorian.
Baby Yoda.
No.
Dude,
I was
Baby
like, I'll get to the
Yoda.
Mandalorian in just a sec. I forgot what I was going to say. But what is cool is I noticed that Oddball in episode 3,
Who's that?
he's one of the clone pilots in the very intro of the movie that gets blown up because the tailgunners suck on those ARC fighters for some reason.
In Mandalorian?
No, in Star Wars.
Oh.
Episode 3.
I was going to say, I thought you meant
Revenge of the
episode
Sith.
3 of...
No.
Okay.
But he has, like, this insignia on the side of his helmet
Yeah.
that looks like some...
Body once told me the word.
Shout out Sam Phillips. She'll enjoy that.
Shout out Shrek, the love of my life.
Fuck. But it looks like a thing of wheat, you know? I don't know what you call that.
Grain?
Yeah, but still on the stalk.
Yeah.
But it's the same insignia that Boba Fett has on his armor
Oh.
on the other side. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They're all related.
Yeah, but Boba Fett carried that in the original trilogy after the clones had it on their thing, which I thought was pretty cool.
The clones, right?
Yes.
Maybe that's a piece. Maybe his armor, part of it's a piece of old clone armor that he found. Maybe that would back up the theory that he's not like a Mandalorian. Like he's not like a super.
But the thing is, the dragon thing that's on his shoulder.
That is Mandalorian.
That is because that's like one of the creatures that the Mandalorians fought.
Mm-hmm.
I think on Mandalore or something. That was like one of the creatures there that they had to fight.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is when the lady is talking about the signet, she's like, "Do you have yours?" He's like, "No." And she's like, "Okay." And then he says, "My armor was trashed by this beast." And she's like, "All right, that's your
signet." Yeah.
Yeah. So
and then he was like, "No, Baby Yoda helped me."
It could lead you to believe that maybe Boba Fett, when he was coming up through his time as a Mandalorian,
he fought a
that,
piece of wheat.
No, he fought that dragon thing.
Oh.
And that's why he got it on there. But also that same dragon logo is on Maz Kanata's, like one of those flags out there.
Yeah.
In episode 7.
Interesting. See, the Mandalorians, I think that's why a lot of people like them as a group of fictional people, is because there's so much mystery behind who they are.
Yeah.
They're also just badass.
And they look hella cool.
Yeah, and they just do what they want to do. They're not necessarily for the Empire. Like, he was taking dirty money, essentially.
Yeah.
In The Mandalorian, but he was like, I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah.
And he's not necessarily for the Republic or for the rebels, you know?
Yeah.
For the Republic.
Just like the simulations.
Oh.
Ah!
I played that audio the last time.
Oh, yeah, you did.
Watch
Jesus
out for those
Christ.
wrist rockets.
Ugh.
Rev up those wrist rockets.
All right, well.
But I don't know. I think we're moving in the right direction here with J.J. Abrams coming back.
As long as Rian Johnson doesn't get his hands on any other piece of
Yeah.
property. Okay, that's last bit of Rian Johnson thing. Another reason why it pissed me off is because he said in interviews that he actively has wanted to go against fan theories. So what did he do? He killed the one person, Snoke, that had more fan theories than any other character in the new trilogy. So he was like, I'm going to do the thing that nobody expects me to do and just kill this guy. But
that's trash.
You ruined the whole plot of the fucking trilogy, you idiot.
Ruined the Knights of Ren.
Idiot. Yeah, the Knights of Ren didn't even fucking show up, right?
Mm-mm.
They weren't even in it.
Nope.
After they were unveiled 5 years ago.
Yeah, in the dream sequence.
Yeah.
They could still make a return with Palpatine.
That's what I said.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He's a clone on Kamino. That's where in the trailer they're on the water planet.
I'm saying the Knights of Ren could return with Palpatine.
I don't know. My only other theory is if Palpatine shows up in Episode 9 and Kylo switches to the light, and tries to defeat him, Palpatine is going to just murder Kylo quick, without any hesitation. Just kill
these
that
two fucking novice Jedi coming at this fucking age-old Sith Lord. He's going to slap cheeks.
Who killed Darth Plagueis?
Yeah, he killed Darth Plagueis. Unless he's
wise.
The wise.
Yeah, but I like the theory that
that Jar Jar is Darth Plagueis.
No. So Palpatine kills Plagueis. He knows how to manipulate the Force to save life.
This one, yeah.
And he was the one that used the Force to put a baby
in
Shmi Skywalker to birth Anakin through manipulation of midichlorian. Which would kind of make sense because I've heard theories that Anakin manipulated Padme's feelings towards him, and that's why she fell in love. And then after she kind of got away from his grasp, when she realized how bad he was, she died of heartbreak so suddenly because all the love that she had felt was never real because he was just controlling her with the Force. Just how people can control stormtroopers.
Wow.
So, some thought to that.
Wow, that's crazy. That is crazy. I like that one.
Yeah.
That'd make a lot of sense why she had some of the worst lines of all time in those movies.
Still hot.
Sure, I mean, yeah, there's no question about that. All right, well.
Oh, let me see that.
Bruh.
Oh, God. On that note, please.
Yeah, all right, so.
This has been the closest podcast.
Now that's what I call gross.
All right, well, thank you guys for coming on so quickly without much warning at all and helping me out with this. I appreciate it a ton.
Just like the simulations.
Fuck Spectrum Internet. Fuck Ryan Johnson.
Fuck
And
Ryan Johnson.
without any further ado, we will bid you an adieu. Please follow us on Instagram at The Closers Podcast, on Facebook at Closers Podcast, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is The Closers Podcast. Next week, we got a really fun episode coming up with none other than Careless Cubs' own Grant Chesson.
Hell yes. Hell yeah.
He will be...
Hemingway Lemonade. Oh, fuck yeah.
Yep, he'll be in to talk about his music and probably a lot of other things, like
Hopefully
how his travels and how he switched from being a Redskins fan to a Rams fan at the most opportune time. We're gonna talk about that too. So
Early call-outs.
Yep.
Put on blast.
So it'll be really interesting. Anyways, all right, we're gonna go. Bye.
See ya.